Good morning and welcome to Redeemer. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. This week we've been looking at what happened to the apostles, exploring the legends and stories of what happened to the apostles after the Bible leaves their story and moves on to different things. And we're finally at the last three. Today we're going to talk about Philip, Simon the Zealot, and Thomas. With Philip, there's a famous story about a person named Philip in the Bible who meets an Ethiopian eunuch. You might know that story, but that's not this Philip. That one was one of the deacons chosen to serve so that the apostles could devote all their time to preaching. Legends about the apostle Philip are that he traveled with Bartholomew and went throughout Asia Minor. There's another legend that he connected with his sister and distributed food to the needy. The strongest story is that he went to a city called Hierapolis, a very wicked city, and that he was martyred there, being hung on a pillar. Legend says that as he died, the earth shook and threatened to swallow those there, but when they repented, it stopped. His symbol includes loaves of bread, because at the story of the feeding of the 5,000, it was Philip who brought the boy to Jesus, who had the loaves and the fishes that were shared and spread. When we come to Simon, he's also known as Simon the Zealot. The Zealots were a political party in Israel advocating the overthrow of Rome. Simon appears to have been part of this movement. And the work of this party led to Rome destroying Jerusalem in the year 70 AD. Legend says he worked in Persia and north into Iran and was martyred violently. Another legend says that he went to Egypt and then to Britain and then to Persia, where he was sawn apart. His symbol is a book and a fish. He was a fisher of men through the gospel. Finally, we come to Thomas. Legend says that Thomas went to India by offering himself as a slave for hire. We don't know if that's true, as with all these legends, but there is pretty good evidence, at least, that Thomas was in India at some point. Legend also says that there in India, he converted the three kings who had brought gifts to the Christ child. The legend continues that he was martyred by a lance through his body while kneeling in prayer near Bombay, and that his body is under a church there. His symbol is a carpenter's square, because he was a measuring man, always taking the measure of things and trying to get them exact, and a spear for how he died. So there we have all the apostles and the legends of what happened to them. And their lives serve as models for us of living our whole lives for God. We'll see you next week. Remember, let today belong to God.